Here we go on the USO Bike Fest, whatever you call it, Patriot ride, I guess. Escorted by Charlotte's finest. Go around that way. Or that way.
If you're listening to this, you are the resistance.
That's pretty cool that the Charlotte Police Department decided to come out and help with the ride. They're gonna allow us to flow freely through all of Charlotte's downtown traffic. We got all kinds of bikes riding today, as you could probably see through the walkthrough and before we left. It's a decent size. This is only the second annual Charlotte Bike Fest, I guess. I guess they're in conjunction with the USO. A lot of guys that are Patriot riders are on the ride too. People from all over North Carolina, South Carolina. I didn't really look at people's tags, I guess, to see where all everybody came from. It's pretty nice. Pretty decent turnout, I guess. You guys can see the whole row of bikes all up over that hill there. Not sure what the number is, but I do know it's a pretty decent number. This is a good turnout. We got the USO van behind me. That's that dude, that's the officer that I talked to earlier when we first got there. Actually, when we came back from getting some breakfast and stuff. Man, still can't get used to hearing that sound, man. That's used to when I hear that sound. It's usually because they're pulling me over. But I actually haven't. I've been pulled over. I'm not going to talk about that. Anyway, look at that, man. That is beautiful, though. But anyway, one of the she's getting it. As much as that bike will get it, I guess. Come on, bud. He's lagging behind. Anyway, the officer that I was talking to, at first they were kind of like, they were off in their own little group, you know, nobody was really going over and talking to them or anything. You know, dude, I mean, they're no different than us. They just have a position in society as our protectors is what they're supposed to be. And, you know, I started talking to them, they were like, yeah, you know, you're the first one that's come up and started talking to us. I said, look, I appreciate what you guys actually stand for, because the police, what they stand for is our protection. Here in our local protection. That's what they're here for. Now, if you got your cops that aren't doing their job, that doesn't represent all the police officers. They're human just like me and you, and people make mistakes. People do stupid stuff, man, and then you got the ones that slip through the cracks and make it into these positions of authority, and they shouldn't actually be released in society. They're criminals behind a badge. But that does not represent law enforcement as a whole. I actually have law enforcement background. And yes, where I was at, I ran across a lot of crooked people, man. And it was one of the things that kind of, it saddened me about the position that we held and what we were supposed to stand for. And some of those officers, they should have been in prison, man. They should not have been in society. But that's a very small, select few. And the media tends to focus on all the negativity. And that's just always been the case. And because negativity sells in today's media. Everybody feeds off all that negativity. But this guy actually sat there and talked with me, and he kind of opened up a little bit. And I mean, look, they're out there, their life is on the line the second they wake up every morning. And they put their pants on just like you and me. Well, I don't know. They might stick their left foot in first and then their right. But I don't know. I like sticking one foot. I like changing it up. So, but anyway, this is why I can't wait until my son and I start our channels, because I have a hard time like not being serious when I'm talking to myself. Like when I'm talking with other people, it's real easy for me to have that light-hearted attitude and kind of joke around and stuff. But anyway, the point of this whole thing was these guys took time out of their day to come and ride with us in honor of military veterans, military active duty, and those that are going into the military. It's one of those things that it hits home for me because I'm ex-military also, and a majority of my family, I would say 95% of my family, is either in the military or ex-military. And it's just, so this kind of stuff right here is what really, I don't know, these guys came out to honor us. And that's awesome. Make sure we have a safe ride. I mean, they're interrupting everybody else's day that's on the road in honor of us and thanking us. So just remember that whenever you think of a police officer. Don't think of the bad media. Think of what they actually sacrifice every day. Take that into consideration before you judge them, because just because there's cops out there that are jackasses that do stupid crap, man, and take other people's lives just because they can, it does not represent all of law enforcement. It does not represent these people. Just like when you have somebody of a certain ethnicity or a certain culture that commits a crime, that person does not represent all of that heritage, all of that culture. That's one individual that is a scumbag. So it's a form of prejudice. If you judge people just because they're wearing a badge off of the things that other people wearing a badge did, that's a form of prejudice. You're judging someone before you know them. Just keep that in mind. That's my 2 cents. Most of you probably won't agree. I really don't care. But if I brought a little bit of light onto the subject for some of you, then awesome. Ah, look at a donkey. This hard-head donkey.